Legally screwed, my friend. This is actually a really good one.
Screwed.
You're going to like this one. I guarantee it. Here we go.
Not about tile, though, right?
It is not about tile. No.
Okay.
All right. Listen, I just bought some tile. I'm joking. All right.
Okay. No construction.
No
questions.
construction. All right. Now, I got into an accident where my car was hit from the side by a truck running a red light. I have a lot of injuries from the accident, but I can't find an attorney who will represent me because they say I won't get a settlement since I wasn't wearing my seatbelt. Am I legally screwed? It's a good one.
I never quite know who you're talking to when these people say, I spoke with an attorney and told me this.
Yeah.
It sounds like you called a big firm.
Yeah.
And you got one of their sales guys on the phone.
Okay.
And the sales guy just arbitrarily decided he knew the law.
Okay.
Because that's ridiculous. I mean, the issue is yes, you should be wearing a seatbelt, but that only lowers your damages.
Got it.
It does. You don't get to walk away from your damages if you hurt somebody because he wasn't wearing a seatbelt.
That sounds crazy.
I mean, if he's got $200,000 in damages and he's wasn't wearing a seatbelt, they go, okay, well, let's drop it by $10,000 or $20,000, but you're still owed a certain amount on this.
That makes sense to me.
Right. Now, here's the thing. In certain states, for example, if you're North Carolina, North Carolina has a weird comparative negligence law where you can't be more than like 1% responsible. So maybe in that state, they could give you a problem. But any state that's around 50-50, they're going to be held responsible. But yeah, they can take some off. For example, in the state of Florida, if you don't see a doctor within the first 14 days, 10,000 of that comes off.
Got it.
That's the PIP that they're not responsible. You should.
So if you don't go to the actual hospital in 10 days, then you can't. $10,000 comes off.
Now, do me a favor, and I'm going to give some advice. And please, people, listen to me. You don't have to hire me. You don't have to think about my firm. But if you get in an accident and the insurance calls you, either your insurance or the guy who hit you insurance, say, listen, I've contacted an attorney. I can't talk to you.
Okay, thank you for saying this because I want to clarify some stuff. Even if it's your insurance company.
Right. Do not
go
tell
with their
them
attorney
about your health issues.
Got you.
The first thing how are you feeling? Are you okay? You okay? We feel bad.
So
you okay?
Mute up.
You okay? You okay?
It's like you always say, shut up.
You okay? You sure?
Gotcha.
Yeah? You okay? Well, I'm feeling a little better. Oh, that's good. Because later we're going to use this against you.
Your own insurance company.
Yes. Your own insurance company. Because remember, some of you also pay for what they call uninsured motorist as part of your insurance, which means that once the other party's insurance, if they don't have any or it's completely used up, let's say they only have 10,000 and you have 50,000 in injuries, you go after your own insurance then if you have uninsured motorists.
Gotcha.
Well, that's why your company is going to say, hey, how you feeling? You okay? You sure? You fine? Oh, we're just recording it for business purposes. Are you okay? Scumbags.
Gotcha. Dang, that's hard, man.
And it happens all the time. And people call me and you're going to hear me go, well, billboard attorneys, I don't care how somebody finds me. If I do a good job and I'm necessary to solve your problems, that's my job. I get that you don't like commercials. I get that you're sick of hearing attorneys here and there. But I can tell you nothing is worse than watching somebody get screwed over by their own insurance company. People you've paid for 20, 30 years because they do not want to take care of you, even though you forked over tens of thousands of dollars
at the very
least. Insurance.
Yes.
And they're all nice. Hey. And I get called all the time. Yeah, you know what? We feel bad for you. Let us give you $1,500, even though we don't owe it. Can we give you
$1,500?
Yeah. The guy's got huge back problems.
Yes.
And let me get, you'll go to their place, but we'll give you $1,500. Okay. And because the person doesn't know the law, they agree.
Because you know why? We think my insurance company is working for me. That's diabolical, man.
It's just the way it is. And this happens. And the reason, we'll give you a little background. I like pulling the curtain back. When it comes to car accidents, the reason why attorneys like car accidents is because there's insurance. A lot of the ways people are injured, there's not a lot of insurance.
We talked about this.
Yeah.
Yes.
And car accidents are pretty simple. Who caused it? Now, let's say I'm in a mall and there's a wet floor and I slip. Okay, is it my fault that I didn't see the puddle? Who's responsible for the puddle? I mean, that's a case that's just a pain in the ass and it lasts a long time. Now, we do handle cases like that. But those aren't the ones where it gets done quickly and the client gets their medicals and it's over. Those are cases that last 2, 3, 4, 5 years.
Yeah.
So that's why attorneys like car accidents, because they're clean. They're very simple.
Someone's going to pay it.
It's easy to know who did it.
Got it.
Okay. Now there's some cases where, he said he did it. He said she did it. It's still an easier case than trying to prove, I fell in the pool. One of the ones, for example, a guy was renting one at this Airbnb, and he goes to take a plate out of the cupboard.
Yeah.
The cupboard falls off the wall and takes him out.
Ooh.
He's laying there with the cupboard on top of him.
Yeah.
The insurance company that represented them were like, we don't know whose fault that was.
What?
He could have pulled too hard. It could have happened.
Who is he? The Hulk?
Yes.
Bruce Banner?
And they will hire an expert.
Stop.
To testify that you would have to use this much force to get this off a wall. Now, remember, their experts are paid experts.
Correct.
Now, you hire an expert. Now, the joke about this, so when you're in a courtroom and you hear this stuff where this expert's testifying, I want you to know, people, those experts are paid, and they're paid very well. So imagine what I have to do to prove that my client didn't Hulk this cabinet off the wall.
Because he has an expert.
Now, whatever settlement you give the client, whatever much the jury awards him, the expert has to get paid.
No matter what.
$10,000 of that is going to pay the expert to explain how my client didn't Hulk the cabinet off the wall.
Gotcha.
So when you're saying, well, I'll give him $8,000, I'll give him $9,000, everything you saw in front of you costs money.
Costs money.
Everything. Oh yeah, even the information. For example, when you hear a deposition was taken, all right, we have to pay for those depots and transcribing the depots. Do you know how much the stenographer gets paid for like 2-3 hours of work?
I don't.
$1,000
For 3 hours?
Yes, and the client has to pay that out of their settlement.
So every piece you see in that whole thing that happens, someone pays that.
It's a court cost.
It comes out of the settlement.
And it comes out of the client's. The attorney doesn't make any money off that. The client owes it, and it comes out of the settlement.
So I could win, let's say, ballpark figure, 20 grand, but I'm really walking with what?
You're not walking with anything.
Wow.
If you go to trial and you get awarded $20,000,
you ain't getting nothing.
You're getting nothing.
You're
getting less than nothing. You're going to owe money.
Wow.
You're going to owe your medical costs, you're going to owe the court costs, and you're going to owe everything else. So when a jury comes back and goes, well, his medical bills were $25,000, so we'll give him $25,000.
And that's all you get.
And you can't, in the middle of it, you can't tell the jury, hey, you know that doctor that came up here?
Yeah.
That's $15,000 to $20,000.
That I still have to pay.
Yes. And, the notes where the stenographer was typing off, those things that we asked them to read back over and over again? We had 8 witnesses in this case, $4,000 to $5,000.
Jesus.
To transcribe that stuff. So these cases are very expensive. That's why a lot of attorneys don't go to trial.
That's part of it. Okay, makes sense.
It's not worth it unless it's $1 million case or, I go to trial on cases that are like $30,000, $40,000, hoping that the jury will do right.
And understand and go
While
about
the other
that.
side is spending that same amount. They'd rather spend the money to fight the case than to give it to your client.
Gotcha.
They'll spend $40,000, $50,000 on an expert when originally we only asked for $25,000.
That seems crazy, but yeah.
Well, what it is they don't care. Wow. They don't think about the money it cost to go to trial, because if they lose, they go, oh, well, that's just a cost doing business. But if we settled it, it looks bad against my numbers.
There you go.
So everything is about investment and numbers and options and stuff like that. And they normally see trial work as necessary evils.
Gotcha.
So when it comes to stuff like this, the attorneys involved who might have told you no, that they didn't have a case in this matter, it's silly unless you only have like $2,000 of injuries.
Yeah.
Maybe that's why they told you that.
Because it's not going to be
But
worth
if you
it.
had any significant injuries, your seatbelt is not going to keep an attorney from representing you.